Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be checking out GNOME OS, especially GNOME 42. This should be released on March 23rd, but today is February 23rd, so exactly 1 month before, and this is now in its beta stage, so yeah, I'm very excited to check it out. So on today's agenda, we have a few things, the most notable differences from GNOME 41. We're going to check that out, and if you're interested, GNOME 42 will be available with Fedora 36 and also probably with Ubuntu 22.04 LTS. So without wasting further time, let's just quickly give you a brief glance to what GNOME is if you're not familiar with it. So you have your top bar in here. This is your date and time. This is your activities. So this will get you to the workspaces view. This is the default view, which you will get when you boot up any operating system with GNOME as the desktop environment. And over here, you also have your settings panel. So this is your volume, your connections, your power settings. So you can have balanced or power saver. You can go into settings. You could lock your computer. You could power it off. Whatever, you can do it from there. Okay, so now that we're done, let's quickly dive into settings. This is where the magic happens. Okay, so first up, we're going to open About. And as you can see, this is Gnome OS Nightly. This is running inside my VM. I'm sorry, I know you guys hate it. I hate it too. But this is 42 beta version. It's running Wayland as the default compositor. And that's pretty much it for About. So as you can see, the settings has received kind of an overhaul, I wouldn't say, but a nice touch, making it look a bit more modern. But the main highlight for GNOME 42 is inside appearance. You might have seen this when I opened settings first, but there is a system-wide dark theme now, which in my opinion is amazing. Accompanied with the wallpaper change, oh my god, I love it. So every time you change wallpaper, if it's a supported wallpaper, you will get two versions, the lighter version and the darker version. I think these wallpapers look fantastic, but I think I'm going to stick with this, and we're going to stick with dark theme for the rest of the video. Okay, so next up is changing of the folder icons. So we're going to go to Files. We're going to see that the colors have changed. This is no more bland beige color. This is a beautiful two-tone blue with a gradient, and I am absolutely in love with this. So let's go ahead, let's change it to light theme, and let's see how it looks. And yeah, it looks fantastic. I believe they have improved their contrast for the icons when in dark theme as well as in light theme, and I really can't wait to experience this with an operating system like Fedora. So if you notice the default applications in GNOME, well, most of them have been ported over to GTK4. Even if not most of them, the work is going on. So it's great to see applications being written in GTK4 because this is much more modern, and also the theming that you see in GNOME, this is not Advaita. This is Libadwaita. Okay, so you might have heard a bit of controversy surrounding Libadwaita, but as a theme, as a new user, as an end user who doesn't know anything, this just looks great, honestly. So yeah, if you want to see an in-depth video about the controversies between the developers and the users and Libadwaita and Advaita, there is a great video from the Linux Experiment, and I will link it in the description if you want to check it out. So yeah, that's that. And now let's move on to the GNOME text editor. So right from the start, we knew about Gedit, right? Or gedit, sorry. And gedit is going to be replaced with this new GNOME text editor. So if I go to About Text Editor, you can see it says Text Editor, and 42, it's an Alpha 2. So yeah, these are the people that have worked on it. It's nice, and it's written in GTK4, so that's a plus. Let's switch to the dark theme, and let's see how it looks. So now that we have settings open, let's change to dark theme, and as you can see, this looks pretty nice. And also, you don't have to change it from the settings. You can just change it from here if you want to, which I think is really cool. And another thing that I wanted to talk to you about is that with GNOME 42, the user interface for the screenshots and native screen recording has received some major changes. And did I mention the ability to screen record is new? So let's quickly go ahead and check it out. So we're going to type screenshot, and there it is. So as you can see, you can take a selection, you can take the screenshot of an entire screen. If I had some windows open, you would have been able to do that. You can also enable or disable your pointer. So you could do that. You could also record your screen, which is amazing. So right now, this is recording only this portion of the screen and not anything else. So if I just go ahead and stop it, it says screen recorded, so show in files. And if I open files, this is going to show the screen record. So that is amazing. I would say the UI looks fantastic, and it just works. Now there is another slight thing to notice, so we have to take into consideration what kind of frame rates it recorded with. So my last video was about Chrome OS Flex, and I recorded using the screen recorder in Chrome OS Flex, and I didn't realize that it was recording in 10 FPS, which is, I mean, it's okay if you want to get your point across, but if you need something like an OBS level recording, it's just not going to happen. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of this video, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.